Hey guys, we are back from Coachella. We're alive, we're happy.
If you want to see our survival guide to Coachella for weekend 2 goers, click here.
In this video, we're each going to be talking about our 4 best sets, honorable mentions that we couldn't really talk about in detail, and then sets that we wish we could have stayed for more, but we couldn't. You realize that a lot of the bands you want to see are playing at the exact same times at opposite sides of the festival. We had to make some really difficult decisions on who to see. I'm pretty happy with most of our choices.
Things you should not miss at Coachella. My number 4 is St. Motel. You need to know who they are. If you don't, go YouTube them. Their performance was high energy, super fun.
They had a performing section, they had dancers on stage. My number 4 is Caribou. Wonderful down-tempo kind of electronic. They put on a danceable, crazy set for almost an hour that fused into itself. The songs build and they crashed into a new type of genre in mid-song.
It was a trip. Third for me was AltJ. AltJ is one of our favorite bands. The only thing we did not like about AltJ was everyone around us was in such a weird, bad mood.
Yeah. It seemed like there were no real fans around us. They were just people that were kind of checking their phone, chatting, and not really caring about the show.
I wanted to punch them all. I wanted to be like, what are you doing? Listen to AltJ. They're the best band alive.
I feel like a lot of people go to Coachella to talk about going to Coachella and not so much to enjoy Coachella, so that's sad. My number 3 was Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness. I didn't realize who Andrew McMahon was at first. Andrew McMahon is the frontman of Something Corporate and Jack's Mannequin, 2 bands that I think all of us listened to in high school. And he basically played a bunch of songs from his solo project, as well as a cover of Dark Blue. He had the entire crowd into it. Everyone was singing, and he was so happy to be there.
He had the best energy, I think, of all the performers I saw. He had a genuine, smile and lightness to him. And we had the parachutes at the end.
He put out parachutes in the crowd and had all of us lift them up, and he came into the crowd and sang from the crowd under the parachutes. He really brought his A game, and I was very impressed.
Our second favorite was Porter Robinson.
We actually both agreed that was our number 2.
Yeah. The light show blew our minds.
He was in the Sahara tent, which is kind of their biggest tent for electronic music, and it's the kind of thing where there's 50 screens just all around the ceiling, and it's this massive tent with thousands and thousands of people.
It was mesmerizing.
He took advantage of every single one of those screens. He told a narrative through these crazy, trippy visuals that were very choppy, and they kept changing on you and twists and turns, and the music itself is great. I love Porter Robinson, but the visuals and the show and the story, I was entranced for an entire hour. Yeah. My number 1 show of the entire festival was Brand New. I talked about how excited I was to see them. They performed their asses off. They were jumping around the stage. There was fog, and they were shredding. Jesse Lacey played the guitar with his teeth at one point.
Crowd surfing.
They opened with their brand new song, Mean, which they just released today on MP3. I was a disgusting, sweaty mess by the end of it.
Gross, but it was so cute.
It was so worth. Don't miss Brand New, even if you're not a big fan.
I don't know a lot of Brand New songs, but it was a great show. You can tell whenever people are great at what they do, and Brand New's awesome. My number 1 was St.Vincent. Everybody, she is the rock star of the century.
She's a rock goddess.
Yeah, she's amazing. She had awesome, dance choreography, and she was so professional, and she just entranced you.
In the same way with Porter Robinson, I almost couldn't even move during the set. I was just watching her the entire time. I would watch her shred the guitar for an entire set.
And she blows everyone I've ever seen out of the water.
Yeah.
Guitar-wise, oh my gosh.
She's the whole package. She's amazing. I hope she makes music until I die. We're going to talk about some honorable mentions now.
Sylvan Esso, they're my favorite new band, and they're awesome.
They played a new song too, and that new song was awesome, so can't wait for the next LP. DeMarco on the last day. It was funny, his banter was great between songs. Blake from Workaholics crowd surfed during one of the songs that got kicked out of the,
he got,
set. It was awesome.
It was so cool.
He was running down doing a victory lap down the middle of the aisle.
The boy Action Bronson, oh my gosh, he's my baby.
He talked back to Sandy.
He talked back to me. Action! He said,
I wish I sang like the Isley Brothers,
and I was
but I can't.
I was like, yes you can!
He immediately goes, you're right, I can. I was like, you just talked to Bronson during your set. And he brought out George Lopez at one point just to walk on stage and say hi from backstage.
He's the coolest person alive right now. Never miss an Action Bronson concert.
You guys obviously know how much we love Tycho. We were on the front rail for Tycho, and it was a great experience. It didn't break my top 4 only because the crowd around us I thought was a little obnoxious. They kind of didn't respect it. When I saw Tycho in the past, they were silent the entire time because it was just so beautiful. But we loved it. Her first time seeing it. They were so happy to be there. They mentioned that this was one of the highlights of their entire career. So Scott, you killed it like always. We love you guys.
Scott, we love you. Ghostly, you're awesome.
You're perfect.
Stuff we wish we could have seen more of, obviously. Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels was so high energy, super fun.
Everyone was screaming and jumping. Right before we left, he brought out Zach De La Rocca to do his verse.
And they brought out Charlie Parker.
Later, we missed that. They brought out apparently all the features on the album. Father John Misty was happening at the same time as AltJ. Why would you do that, Coachella gods? Dude, we caught the last 3 songs, and he was super funny. I wish I could have seen that set. That's a big regret of mine.
Jamie XX, it was a 70s disco party in there.
He was spinning vinyl, which I respected.
The one thing I regret not seeing, which was in my list to see, was Jack White.
We missed Jack White. I've seen Jack White before, she hasn't, so I feel bad. One thing I'm really sad about that I just found out about after I left the festival is that Bonobo played a secret set in the Do Lab at the end of Sunday. Make sure you check who the special guest is, because that's one of my biggest regrets of the whole weekend.
If you want to know the essentials for Coachella survival, click this video.
And if you liked other bands that we missed out on,
let us know.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Sandy.
And this is Damn It, Sandy.